Harry in the Argentinian press and the Pumas, they're talking all this week about La Revancha, revenge. How can you counteract what's going to come after last year when brilliant win and then the next week Argentina came out firing? What are the kind of things you're watching out for?
Yeah, obviously we do know what's coming. We experienced it firsthand last year, and it wasn't nice at all. And I guess for us, it's about building on our performance last week. We have a few areas in our game which we know we need to improve to beat these guys again. And obviously we were down for 84 minutes on the weekend and only just got the win. So we know how much of a class team they are, and them fired up is a scary proposition for us. But we're really excited for the challenge.
How do you counteract the discipline? Because one thing the Joe Smith team has is immense discipline, and this team has shown that over a long time. Has the feedback been coming in quite strong for that opening period, just where the discipline wasn't great?
Yeah, a lot of it was we put ourselves in some tough positions on the field where we had to leak a few penalties, which wasn't ideal. And we've been a really disciplined team now for quite a long time, and one bad week doesn't change it for us. So for us, it's just about getting back to, I guess, our normal discipline, which is just not giving away penalties, not making those silly mistakes, silly errors to get the opposition into the game. And I've got no doubt we'll fix that this weekend.
We had a chat yesterday with Slips, and he said that one thing he loves, but it comes is red hot feedback from Joe. Was there some fairly red hot feedback on the video analysis just for that opening period?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. There was between him and Lord. There was definitely some constructive criticism there, which we always enjoy and we always do expect. In a game of 80 minutes, there's always going to be plenty of work-ons, and especially when you're down 21-7 at half time, it really does. There was definitely a few moments there which we lost, and as we know, in 80 minutes, you're not going to win every moment. And about the way we fought back in that second half and win as many moments as we could to get the result there in the end was great. And that was definitely highlighted too. But Joe had some good clips, which we'll make sure we improve on this weekend.
Just a final one from me. You've got a debut start for Tien Edmed. What are some of the things you've seen just as he's come from that squad in Ireland? Obviously, didn't go his way. Brilliant performance in Cape Town. What are some of the things you're seeing in him as a young 10?
Yeah, I've been really impressed with him at training. The way he's been training for the last couple of months has been really impressive. He's got a really loud voice. He's a really good communicator to the forwards, to the outside backs, which is obviously really key in that role. And he backs himself at training. He's been backing himself. He's been pulling the trigger and really getting in the hands of the boys outside him, which is always exciting. And he's worked really hard to put himself in the position this weekend to start in what is a really important test match for us. So we're all really excited for him, and we've all got his backs out there, that's for sure.
Sellout crowd, going to be a big attendance there, expecting a lot of South Americans, Argentinians there as well. How do you kind of approach hearing the news early on in the week that it's a sellout crowd? Is it like, okay, we've got to put in a performance, but there's also kind of like a Australia's behind us sort of mentality? How do you kind of approach it?
Yeah, we were all stoked when we saw a sold out crowd, 40 odd thousand people. Aussies supporting the Wallabies is super special, and we can't wait to get out there. And for us, obviously, we want to put out a performance for them to be proud of, but we knew it all comes on how we train, how we prepare during the week. And I know it's been pretty cliche, I've said it most weeks, but we prepared well this week, and we've given ourselves the confidence to go out there and perform. And it's the sort of team we want to do. We want to train well, we want to prepare well, and then we want to go out there and put that performance in, and which was what's going to be a really awesome spectacle this weekend. As I said, in front of a sold-out crowd in Sydney against Argentina. Probably hasn't happened in a little while, so shows we're doing something right.
And then the second one for me, there'll be a couple of changes in the set piece. Obviously, Josh will be coming in off the bench, and you've got Jeremy kind of coming in. I know set piece has been something that the Wallabies have really been priding themselves on trying to get better at and improving. When you have kind of a couple of moving elements around when you're up against a side like Boomers, what's kind of the headspace when you have to have a couple of changes coming in against a side like that?
Yeah, I guess it's always nice to have some fresh legs coming in. Josh Nasser, he's been training the house down for the past month or two, just been wanting badly to get an opportunity, and he's got that opportunity now. And I know he'll definitely make the most of it. And then they have Jeremy. He's obviously been on the bench for the last 5 or 6 games, and he's been really impressive off the bench, and he's been a big part of the second half comebacks. And for us, it's just about getting the reps during the week, preparing together. And the one thing at training, we prepare very hard against each other. We challenge each other at training, so the whole squad level at the set piece has definitely gone up, and that really gives you confidence that anyone can jump in and do a job.
Just an extra one off the back of that. Luke, coming off the bench, I know he's been really hankering to get into the starting side. He had a really solid line series, even though he didn't play in goal. How good is it? How much of an influence does he have, both from a Reds capacity, but also off the park, playing for the Wallabies in the training side?
Yeah, really excited for Luke Hunt to get back in there. You could see how badly he wanted to get back in this gold jersey, putting his hand up for every game during that Lions series, just wanting to be a part of it, wanting to impress to try and get back here. And he's worked very, very hard, and now he's got an opportunity in gold again, which I'm really happy for him. And he is a senior figure in the Reds and Wallabies team, and at Reds he's obviously been awesome for us on the field, and so far in Wallabies he's just been a great person off the field. He's really bought in to what we're doing, and he's been really supportive, and now he's super excited to get his opportunity to play out there and play under lights again, because I know how much he loves pulling on this gold jersey.
Harry, you've had some great wins already, obviously, throughout this season, but the way that you guys won on the weekend was obviously pretty dramatic, and it's had a lot of people talking. Have you noticed anything different outside of the camp, just in your week so far?
Yeah, I'd say there's definitely a lot more people getting around us, which has been awesome to see. Obviously, when you're playing for the Wallabies, you want to be a part of a successful Wallabies team, and if you can do that, there'll be a lot more Wallabies supporters out there, because we know there is a really passionate fan base. And by us getting a few good results over the last couple of months, we're definitely feeling support, and it's been awesome to see. But now it's about us backing up those performances. We can't just have a few good performances and then take a few steps back. We've got to keep on taking those steps forward, which I've got no doubt this team will do.
And no doubt results, play a role in that. But a lot of people speak to, a lot of comments you see online and stuff talk about the way that you guys take the game on. What kind of sense of pride do you feel being the captain of a side that is playing like this and being on the front foot with its decisions?
Yeah, I take tremendous pride from it. I think we are a team who's really close and really does care for each other, and I think that shows in our performances, and I think that's something the public has seen and the public really gets around. And yeah, as I said, it helps when we have such a close relationship with each other. We're willing to have the tough word to each other. We're willing to get around each other when we're needed, and that's a sign of a good side, and that's something which we want to keep on improving on.
I know your focus is obviously on the game, and within what's happening in camp, but it'd be pretty hard to ignore being a captain as well, just the groundswell support that you mentioned before too, like a sold-out sign on the stadium this weekend as well. Like, how do you feel just about the trajectory and the path that the code is on in the country at the moment?
Yeah, it's super exciting. That's, I guess, being a Wallaby player, being a rugby tragic, that's all we've all ever wanted, and we want to see rugby being talked about the way I believe it should be being talked about, and it is at the moment. And it's super exciting as a player, as a playing group, that know that everyone's getting behind us and everyone's seeing the work we put in. But as I said before, we need to hold on to it. If we have a couple of good weeks and then go back, the sport may disappear. So for us, it's about just maintaining that high level of training, our preparation to make sure we can keep performing at a high level, and hopefully people continue to love watching the Wallabies play.
One thing I've noticed this team consistently does, win, lose or draw, you're always going to spend time with the young fans in the stadium, make sure every signature, every selfie, and it's noticed. Is that something you took on as a captain, or is it something that the squad really own themselves, that we need to make sure that we're inspiring that next generation?
It's definitely something the squad has sort of taken on, and when you're seeing sold-out stadiums, you're seeing gold jerseys everywhere in sold-out stadiums, it is really special, and that support we really appreciate. On the weekend, I truly believe that support at the end of the game, how loud they were cheering for us, probably was one of the differences. And if they're there getting behind us when we really need them, the least we can do is post-game go around, win, lose or draw, go around, get around everyone for being there, because we were all kids. I remember lining up at Wallabies games, wanting to get my jersey signed, and you just needed one play to come over to you and to make your night. So I think everyone in the squad's really aware about how much you can change or how you can make a probably little kid wanting to be a Wallaby, wanting to be a Wallaroo. So it's been awesome to see, and win, lose or draw, I hope we continue that because it's definitely very inspiring for the next generation.